another thing. We do what we're supposed to do by Wednesday, then I'm going to dance for y'all. I'm gonna dance with y'all. Listen, I see y'all. You're getting outside of your comfort zones. Some of y'all smiling because y'all can't wait. I don't know if y'all smiling because listen, don't judge me. Don't judge me now. I don't know if y'all smiling because y'all really genuinely like, yeah, shit is dancing, or dang, I gotta beat up for this. Either way it goes, I'm gonna make sure that I do it. Do it to it, okay? All right, so let me go ahead and get things set up. I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm gonna dance in a little bit. Y'all, I'm over here. I have like 4 screens, and I'm over here trying to go from 2 screens to the 4th one, and it's not even connected. That's how my life is set up right now. Just things ain't connected, but don't worry about it. We're connecting them. Boom, there it goes. There it is. Okay. All right, it looks like it's going. All right, we got a lot going on here, y'all. Let's do that. Boom, there it is. All right. So before we get going, and I tell y'all why I'm gonna dance for y'all and everything, or dance with y'all, for y'all, whatever it takes. First, I just want to tap in, check in with everyone. Let's all take a real deep breath. And listen, we're gonna do a little. I've been doing what's called breath work, and it's a part of learning how to de-stress. It's a part of getting oxygen to your organs, to your brain, relaxing your muscles, healing your body, and all of that good stuff. And I just want us to do a little bit of this right now before we answer this question. All right. If you look silly, don't worry about it, because I'm going to dance for y'all, which means I'm really going to look silly. And I just want y'all to get used to feeling uncomfortable so that you can push past the pain, okay? Because it's not real pain. And that's what I'm learning about my fear of dancing. It's not real pain. It's not real fear. So if you're on camera right now, thank you for doing this for yourself. Let's go. I'm going to put one hand on my belly. I'm going to put the other hand on my chest, and we're going to take 3 deep breaths. And what you're going to do is fill your belly up with air first. You want to feel your hand raise off your belly. And then you're going to pump an additional breath into your chest. This is going to ensure that you get a lot of oxygen in, because normally, guess what, y'all? We be so tight that we're not breathing right. And when you're not breathing right, you're not getting oxygen to your cells. You're not getting oxygen to your internal organs. You're not getting oxygen to your brain. And a lot of times we're thinking that we're thirsty or hungry. And sometimes we're just not breathing right. We're not getting enough oxygen. Okay. So let's do that. And then I want y'all to tell me how you feel. All right. So we're going to do 1. We're going to fill up the belly. 1, 2. And then the 3rd one is the release. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. All of it through your mouth. All right, that was 3. We're going to do 7 more of these bad babies. Ready? You can make noise when you exhale too. It's okay. I won't judge you. Y'all are on mute anyway, so I'm the only one sounding silly. All right, I'm that coach that lost count, so we're going to do 3 more. We're going to wrap it up, okay? Ready? Let's go. That's 1. That's 2. That is 3. All right, so a few things you just did just now. One thing that you did, you brought yourself into the now. When you're in the now, I guarantee you, you were not worried about what happened yesterday. I guarantee you, you weren't worried about the bill that's due tomorrow. I guarantee you that you were in the present, okay? And that's where the magic happens. In the present, we are always safe. In the present, well, I can't say always, like if you in the present while you was breathing had a real deal tiger in front of your face, like ready to chomp on you, then maybe at that very moment you weren't safe. But did that happen for any of us? Was there any real and present danger in front of us in this moment? When we're in the now, when we're in the present, and we are intentional, I promise you that fear doesn't exist. I promise you that fear does not exist. That anxiety doesn't even exist, right? You're here in the present, you're here in the now, and every moment that you're here in the present and here in the now is an immediate appreciation for who you are and what you already are, and just to know that in that moment you're enough. What happens when we start thinking about the past and the future, that's when we start having anxiety, right? Maybe the things that happened in the past can cause anxiety. The things that we want to happen in the future can make us feel anxiety, but we are the individuals. We are responsible for that feeling, for that output, right? So I want us to understand this, so that once we understand that we're in control of it, first thing we can do is we can take ownership of it. Okay. When you are an E, I don't know, are you co-host, love? Or I said I was going to give you the thing back because I'm over here neglecting people in the waiting room. Let me give you that back, buddy. You can have it. Hold on. I'm going to give you that right on back. Let's see. Let's go. I'm going to play the sound when the people come in, and then I'm going to. Where'd you go, E?
Who will lend a hand and see you join your team from just about anywhere.
Let's see. Where's E? Where's E? There's a lot of y'all in here tonight. I can't find E. E, unmute your mic and say something for me so you'll come to the top of the list, because I can't find you. Uh-oh, well, maybe.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now. Did it come to the top? Yep, you came to the top.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna make you. I'll do the co-host, because you can still see people coming in as the co-host, right? Just in case I need to take over, share the screen or whatever.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So before I get to preaching, let's go ahead and do our check-in. And in one word, I feel blank. Go ahead and give me that in the chat. Just real quick, check in. In one word, I feel. All you have to do is give me what's in the blank. Just one word. Okay. One word, I feel. One word, I feel. Grateful, excited, cool, refreshed, anxious. All right, Gaim, let's hold on to that for a second. Happy, frustrated. Okay, Shayla, let's figure that out. Hold on to that for me for a second. Excited, grateful, wonderful. Let's keep going here. Amen. Here in this moment, absolutely thankful, motivated, hopeful, confident, thankful, motivated, happy, optimistic. Let's go. Motivated, blessed, nervous. What you talking? I got you. You good, baby. You good. Unloaded. Okay. Ready, motivated, thankful, excited. Okay. All right. I saw a few anxious, nervous. I saw a little bit of frustration. All right. Whew. This is what we're about to do. We're going to go ahead and break something down right now and build it back up. Okay. We're going to break something down. We're going to build it back up. This is going to help everybody that's here right now. Okay. What we want to do is be in this very moment. But in this moment, we also want to go ahead, design your life. Okay. I want everybody to do this. I want everybody to fill in this scenario. I'm going to call out a scenario. I'm going to paint a picture, but I want you to replace this picture with things that you want to design your life around. Okay. All right. I feel you. I feel you. Oh, overloaded. Oh, yeah. This is the time where that overloaded feeling is extremely apparent. Let's do a little exercise right now, okay? I always fill the room first to see if we need to do a little something extra before we get going. Let's go. All right, we just did some breathing. So you all are welcome to continue breathing. I want you to breathe. You can close your eyes because I want you to envision this scenario right now. So you can envision exactly what I'm saying in the sound of my voice, or you can start painting your picture of your ideal scenario. Okay. So right here, right now in our lives, I know that there are things that we want to see. I want you to close your eyes so that you can visualize it, so that you can believe it. Because some people say that seeing is believing, but really believing is seeing, because you have to believe something first. You have to create something first. You have to have a creative inclination before you can see something that never existed. Doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Doesn't mean that it cannot exist. It means that you are in control. You are in the power to create this existence right now. Okay. So we're going to use our power of creativity to really bring forth what it is that we want. We have to see it. We have to see it with vision, not with our eyes, but with vision. Okay. So let's believe it to see it. All right. I'm going to take some of the things that you all told me, and I'm going to build a story. I'm going to build this scenario right now. Okay. Some of you are frustrated. Some of you just got off from work. Some of you just got from running around, going to the grocery store, buying up all the odds and ends of whatever was left at the grocery store so you can put together a lovely family meal that many people will come to and very few will contribute to. You are tired. You're exhausted. You have orders to fulfill. You have responsibilities out of this world. And I want you to know that you are appreciated. You are loved. And you are not only capable, but you're able. And being able is a blessing. Being able to perform in the moments where you feel like it's overwhelming is a blessing. And with every intention that you have, with every single intention that you have, there is going to be some disruption in your efforts, because nothing that is pure and powerful is going to go uncontested. I want you to understand it about your journey. But you are appreciated and you are loved and you are supremely in a position to change something about it. Okay, let's change our focus. Let's first think of something that you are grateful for, something really tiny that you are grateful for. You might be grateful for the fact that these lights are on right now. You might be grateful right now for the fact that you have air conditioner or heat wherever you are at this very moment. You might be grateful for the fact that your little ones are in the background annoying the mess out of you, but you love the fact that you can hear their voice right next to you and you're at home right now. I want you to think of something that you think is so small, but I want you to say to yourself, I am grateful. I am grateful for, and then say what it is. I am grateful for this. I want you to build up to something else that you're grateful for, something else that might be a little more significant. I am grateful for the opportunity that I have to work with you all. I am grateful for the fact that this is my primary position in life, is to be able to serve and help people. I'm grateful for this experience. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I am grateful for this responsibility. I am grateful for this task, because I know that I would not be able to achieve the things that I wanted without the work that was required to get to this place. So I'm thankful for the work. I'm thankful for the job. I'm thankful for the job because it is my number one investor in my future. I'm thankful for the opportunity that I have to go into this 9-to-5 right now, because in the future, that 9-to-5 won't exist, because I'll be working for myself. I will be CEO. I will be the one who's calling the shots and hiring people and putting and delegating duties, putting things in place so that I can build a legacy for my family. And I want you to see yourself doing the things that take you to where you want to go. So where do you want to go? Let's paint that picture right now. Where I want to go, and where I think many of you want to go, is I think you want to be free. I think you want to be able to move where you want to move. You want to be able to go when you want to go without asking for 2 weeks notice or in some cases 2 months notice to take a vacation. You want to be able to have the money and the funds to create experiences that you want in life. You want to take trips. You want to see nice things. You want to have nice things. And that's all acceptable. There's nothing wrong with that. You want to be able to have experiences with your kids where you don't have to worry about whether that money is going to recover. You don't want to have to worry about whether you are going to be able to take off time for that event. You want to be able to be, you want to be able to flow. You want that freedom. You want the freedom of your mind, and you want the freedom of your time right now. And I want you to speak it and visualize it as if it's here right now. I have the freedom of my mind. I have the freedom of my time. And then I want you to say that you're thankful for it. I am grateful. I am grateful for the freedom of my mind. I am grateful for the freedom of my time. And if that freedom of your mind and freedom of your time is just 10 minutes a day right now, be grateful for it and focus on that so that you can grow that component. I want you to be grateful for the freedom of your mind and the freedom of your time and the freedom of your finances. Because we're building the life that we want. We are designing the life that we want. So in your life design, you might be excited to wear t-shirts and bikie shorts every day. That's one of my favorite things to do and favorite things to say about the life that I've designed. It's one of my greatest accomplishments. Bump the PhD behind me, bump whatever 6-7 figures have floated my way this time. That's not the major accomplishment. That's not the major flex. The major flex is the freedom. And this is what we're working for. This is what you're sacrificing for right now. This is what you're building, and you are forging this journey. But let me tell you, we got to be in love with the process. You have to be in love with the journey. You have to love what it is that you're doing, because when the motivation gets low, that discipline has to kick in. That drive has to get into overdrive, and you have to find it in yourself to continue on this process. This journey is not an easy one, but nobody said it would be easy, but it is a simple one. Simple being that stay the course. Stay the course that God is giving you. We're going to have the results that you want as long as you become the person who is able to have those results. So let's work on this journey of becoming. We're working on that journey of becoming so that we can have the things that we want to have, and we can do the things that we want to do. Now we're going to open our eyes. If y'all had them already open, that's fine, because I have mine closed, because I want you to know that sight, what you see, is not about what you see with your eyes. It is really and truly what you are envisioning in your mind, and you can create. This is why we are so supreme to other animals and creatures on this planet. We have the ability to create. We are of the Creator, and we are creators ourselves. So this is your superpower. This is your superpower. Claim it, understand that it comes with great responsibility, and that you taking the journey, even in this challenge right now, is a great part of you doing the work. Okay. So regardless of the work that's piling up, regardless of the things that have been thrown at you, I know some of us are going through all sorts of issues, whether it be financial, whether it be there might be somebody here that's dealing with something physical in the form of health, or in the form of stress, or in the form of just not feeling like yourself and feeling like you're at your prime and you're optimal. And I want you to know, this is when that darkness comes, that you're able to really be the light. Okay. I understand. So I want you to, in spite of that stuff. And here's the thing, I want y'all to, this is something that I'm going to share this story. Well, first, I'm going to give you this possibility, and then I want to share the story after that. So I want everybody to think of something, that the worst possible thing that could have happened to you or did happen to you. And I want you to imagine that, and this isn't even an imagination. This is something that's for real. So Google developed this software and intelligence that is able to erase your worst memory. Okay, it's able to erase your worst memory. However, if it erases that memory, It erases everything that memory was attached to, including friendships that you may have made because of that scenario, including progression that you might have had, solutions that you would have developed because of that scenario. And I want you to tell me, if it were possible to take that darkest and that most fragile time that you experienced and to completely erase it, would you erase it if it meant also erasing the good that came along with it? I want y'all to be honest. And when you think about this and you have to type the words no, or you have to say to yourself no, look, everybody's saying no. Sonia, Tamika, Fonda, Pamela, Sharon, Samela, Nancy, Jonetta, Sylvia. I understand. And Linda says no, but yeah, I understand. Everybody's saying no, because here it is in the now. In the now. And I told you, when we're in the present, we're grateful in the present. We're alive in the present. There's no fear in the present. But if we could look at what we're doing right now, is it any more difficult than the worst thing that you experienced? Is it any more difficult than the worst thing that you experienced? What you're feeling right now? Hell, no, right? No. So if you got through that and you wouldn't take that back for anything, what makes you think that what you're doing right now, what you're going through right now, isn't preparing you for something even greater, right? We got through that and we wouldn't even take that back. This is nothing. This is nothing, and you are everything. Everything that you've been through, all the experiences that you've had, all the mental and physical, emotional, spiritual fortitude that you had to have to be in this position today, to invest in what it is that you believe in today, all built up to this very moment. So it's go time. It's go time. That's it. And the only thing that can stop you, I promise you this, when I say this, sometimes it sounds so simple, but it's so very true. The only thing that can stop you is you. I promise you, the devil can't stop you. Nothing evil can stop you. The only thing that can stop you is your own mind and your own self-doubt. That's it. But that's where the devil likes to play. Okay? That's where the devil loves to play, likes to play in confusion and wants to play in getting into your head and getting you to stop what you were meant to do on this earth. That's it. So when it's all said and done, I just want y'all to say a few words to me, and it's going to sound counterintuitive, but when it comes to stopping or not doing what you're supposed to be doing right now, I want us to take full accountability. I want y'all to say some words that some of us probably never said in life. I want you to say, it's my fault. It's my fault. The reason why we're not where we want to be right now, just go ahead and say, it's my fault. When you say it's my fault, you can not only take the blame, you can take the responsibility, you can take the power, and then you can impose what you want to impose now because it is your fault. It's okay. Currently, what you're doing right now is your fault. Now, what happened to you in the past, the bad things that may have come your way, no, those may not be your fault, but what you're not taking action on, because there's clearly something that you want, and there's clearly a space between where you are and what you want. The only thing that's stopping you is you. That's it. That is it. And once we recognize that and we take that responsibility, we can start making some changes. And it's as simple as that. It sounds like, it sounds like rocket science to perform, but it is elementary, my dear, to understand, right? And there's some things that we want in life. When I picture myself and I envision myself, I want to be the embodiment of health and wealth and wisdom and love, right? But there's some things that I'm not doing to equate to what it is that I want. So where that discord is, it's not on anybody else. It's on me. And the more that I can acknowledge that, the more accountability I take, the more responsibility I take on, and the more that I can make these shifts and these changes. Because the only way that we're going to get what it is that we want to have is to become the person who can have that thing, right? God's not going to give us what we can't handle. We aren't the person yet that's handling the millions. We aren't that person yet. Let's get to become that person. Let's develop the skills. Let's create our audience. Let's create the people that we're here to serve, create that environment for those people that we're here to serve. You ain't gonna create the people. I don't know. Y'all might be creating those many people, but listen, we're gonna create the environment that we are intended to serve and then fulfill our purpose, and y'all, the profit will follow. Lead with passion and purpose. Work on your proficiency, work on your skill, and the profit will follow. That's a simple formula. And for me, it's the profit and peace will follow, okay? Because it's more than just making money in this world. We want to have peace. We want to have freedom. And you deserve that. Every last one of you are not only worthy of that, you already own it. It's yours. It's your birthright. This is literally innately yours, okay? So what we have to do, I hear you, love. And I got your direct message. I'm not going to call it out. But I feel that. I feel that. And I feel you. Yes. I'm glad that you feel this. And I'm glad that this is moving you, because I want you to see your way. I want you to see that you have the power to get out of your own way. So thank you. Don't thank me. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Yes. Pam says, I quit when it don't happen in my time. I have to learn to wait on God. Absolutely. And here's the thing. While we're waiting, we ain't waiting. We're not waiting. We're working. And if you fall in love with the work, it's not work. But you have to fall in love with the process, y'all. Like literally, I'm up here at my shop at this time of night because I'm falling in love with the process. I want to be here with you, right? It's work, but it's not work. I can work 80 hours for myself and it doesn't feel like working 20 hours for somebody else. I used to say 40 hours, but I ain't never worked. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I have never worked 40 hours a week for somebody else in my life. I ain't did it, ain't gonna do it, ain't happening. I got close. One time I worked 30-hour weeks, but but the whole thing is I still paid my dues. I worked on my business 10 times more than I worked for anybody else. And when I say 10 times more, I work on my business in my sleep. Okay. Not saying that I want you all to lose sleep, but I actually dream about business. I dream about, and some of you do this too. And I don't want y'all to feel silly about it. I want you to understand that this is a part of your process. You should feel like this is a part of you. You should feel like if you're not doing it, something's missing. And if you don't feel like that, then we got to find your actual passion, because this ain't it. If you don't feel like, when you can't do what you want to do in this life, you can't serve like you want to serve. If you don't feel like you're missing something in that day, when I spend a whole day checking emails and answering the phone and I don't get a chance to touch lives, I don't get a chance to work on one of the ideas that's in my head, I feel like I lost a whole day. Right. And if you're feeling like that, then I want you to do this formula. Okay. I want you to take 60 minutes per day. And I want you to spend on learning something or developing your skill. And that could be personal development. That could be coaching. That could be playing in the Photoshop program. That could be learning how to work on your Shopify site. That could be learning marketing, whatever it is that's going to move the needle in the direction to get your business going. That's what I want you to spend at least 60 minutes a day. Okay. If that means we got to cut out a Netflix show, or that means that in the car ride, y'all listen to this. Some of you have like 30-minute to 60-minute commutes, right? Instead of listening to the radio, turn on a podcast. Y'all hear me? Instead of listening or talking on the phone for that hour drive, listen to an audiobook. Okay. And this implementing just 60 minutes a day. And y'all are going to find you're going to do way more than 60 minutes. I probably listen to educational material for at least 3 to 4 hours a day. And I have it going at 2.0 speed, because I feel like I want to get the information as quick as I can. I want to implement these things. I want to learn faster than I teach. I want to grow faster than I'm able to give, so that I always have something to give. And if you're treating yourself like that, you're treating your business like that, it has no choice but to develop. Okay. So that's one. You are your business. Just so you know, you are the brand, you are the business, you are the value, not the things that you can do, not the money that you can produce. You are the value. So I want to make sure that you understand that, and that you're taking care of you. Okay. Second thing that I want you to do is figure out how 5 days a week to give 5 hours of dedicated time to your craft. 5 hours. Uninterrupted time if you can. That means you may have to turn your phone off. My phone stays on do not disturb. Sorry to the best loves of my life, know this about me and don't hold it against me. The people that don't understand me get offended by that. And quite frankly, it's not my concern. I can't say I don't care, but it's not my concern. Right? My concern is making sure that I can fulfill what I need to in this life. And eventually those people come around and see, oh, maybe that's why you're able to affect change. That's why you're able to have impact. That's why you're able to have income, because you're able to get past the distractions. Y'all, we either subscribe to distractions or focus. There's only 2 options there. And I promise you, where your intention goes is where everything flows. So if you're intentional about what you want to do for 5 hours straight, there's nobody that can break you from being successful. Nobody. Not your job, not the kids hollering in the background. I promise you, give yourself a 5-hour block and get it done. Whatever it is, your orders. If it's you picking up your new trade or your skill or whatever it is, it feels like it's taking a lot out of you, just do it. 5 hours a day, uninterrupted. And that's even if you have a full-time job. 3 of those days are probably going to be while you have your full-time job. 2 of those will be on your day off. And then what you'll notice is that you're able to start taking off time from the job to do what you actually want to do. It happens like that, y'all, for real. And then you won't feel guilty about it because you feel mad. I remember when I had the ability in college to I was working for $25 an hour, which is a lot in college money, right? For Lockheed Martin, they gave me the ability to work 30 hours or up to 30 hours a week. This is when I was like, yeah, one time I worked 30 hours a week. And I was like, when I came in there for 30 hours, I didn't feel like I had enough energy or time to do the things that I really wanted to do, which was to work on my projects, to work on my inventions, to grow my business, right? I didn't have the time to do that. So I started taking off time that I was getting paid for and saying, hey, y'all, I'm only going to come in 25 hours now because I just wanted more time to work on my thing. But here's the thing. The trade-off was, as I was taking off time from this, where my intention was started to grow, and it became the replacement for that income. So now I could easily make $25 an hour over here if I'm actually charging appropriately for my services, if I'm charging for my art, if I'm charging for the work that I'm putting out, I'm marketing it. Now it's making money. So I had no problem reducing that time until eventually I just said, hey, y'all, I love the opportunity. I love what I can do here, but I think there's something bigger. Then I can walk away from that opportunity and I feel no regrets about that. If I ever wanted to come back, or if I ever felt I needed to come back because I needed an investor for my business again. And that's how I want you to look at it too. Like, don't look like a job as your enemy. Look at your job as your investor, right? And most of us want to own our business 100% outright, but sometimes we need an investor to step in and fund it so that we can get it to where it needs to go. Okay, so that's it. So if you have to have an investor right now, there is no shame in that. If you have to go back and get an investor, like some of us, are working for ourselves full time and we're like, well, dang, I really need to get some cash flow back in. So how can I do that? If you can't get if you have no way to get the business credit right now, you have no way to get the funding, and you need to go into getting a JOB. And now y'all know I call JOBs just over brokes because that's how I feel like they're designed and set up. But there's no shame in doing that because you need to acquire whatever it takes to input into your business, to invest in your business. Okay, so that's it. So we're not shaming one way or the other. But what I want you to know, if you want to do this full time, there's absolutely not a possibility, but it is a probability with you being in the scenario that you're putting yourselves in. Okay. So if we still, I want to do a check-in. I don't know. I saw something come across the screen. I'm going to check on this, y'all. But I want to do a check-in right now. Y'all tell me. In one word, I feel. I want to see what we're really feeling now. Sonia, thank you for sharing that. And Sonia, your greatest loss is your biggest why, and that's your drive. I get that. I get that. You don't have to be sorry for the long message, love. You don't ever have to apologize. You don't ever have to apologize for being you and for expressing yourself, because too many times in this world, we are suppressed, and this is not the place for that. So this is your safe space. This is the space where you're supposed to be able to do that. Okay. And I'm so thankful that you have this mindset that you have right now, because it's not an easy thing. And for you to do that took work. And I commend you for the work that you did to be in that mental space. I am sure that you are honoring your daughter right now. Absolutely honoring your daughter right now. And because she is your why, you will not fail. You will not fail. Okay. Okay, good. I'm seeing mind shift and transition. Let's go. Ready, full, ready, better. Okay. Motivated, ready, great, hopeful, determined, better. I love better. And y'all listen to me. I know there are, and I won't say there are folks, like it's just a handful of us. If not everyone, if not 100%, then 90% of us are in a space where we are either in pain or uncomfortable. Okay. And it's probably pretty interchangeable, pain and discomfort. But I want you to think of what's more uncomfortable, staying in this position or growing. Growing is painful. Growing is uncomfortable. But staying in a place where we don't want to be is hell. That's not just uncomfortable. It is hell. And what's even worse about that is knowing that we have a choice and that we're not choosing to grow. We're not choosing to lean into the pain. It's the thing that's going to keep us stuck. So I just want to recognize you. I want to thank you. And I want to make sure that you all are thanking yourselves and being grateful for the fact that you're pushing past the pain. You're pushing past the discomfort. You're putting yourself in the position to experience a little bit of discomfort for the fact that you're going to have a lot of success. And I fully and wholeheartedly believe that. And I hope that you believe that too. Okay. So we're going to do a little work right now. What I want us to do, let's see. I have a couple of things that I want us to do right now. We're going to first identify something that some of you may have seen before, but is going to help you every single time we do this. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn on my screen share, my whiteboard. Let's go. And this is, I want you all to write this stuff out, okay? Get your pen and paper, because it's different than just typing up notes. When you sketch it out, you're going to feel the pen to the paper. All right. And let me go ahead and get my whiteboard. Y'all got me feeling something. Like my chest is tingling. I want y'all to know I really do love you. If you don't hear that on an everyday basis, you should. And if you don't know that you're loved, you are. And I truly love you. I really do. And some of us won't say or even know that that's what we need to hear. But it's true. Okay. Oh, thank you, Nancy. And I thank y'all for, like, listen, this is a symbiotic relationship. You feed me what I need to feed you. And this is why we work well as a team. All right, so I want everybody to get their paper out. I'm going to do a little screen sharage. Share my screen. There we go. Okay, can you all see my whiteboard? I'll give it a second. Oh boy, I need to drink some agua, some water. Oh, thank you. Love you back. Oh, thank y'all. I need to hear it back too. Listen, y'all got me over here blushing, telling y'all or telling me y'all love me too. I love it. All right. Okay, so whiteboard is up. Let's get into this. Real quick, I want us to recognize the whole reason why we're doing this challenge is because I want to show you that the way that you actually make your fortune or acquire your wealth is not going to be in the ways that you think right now. Okay. So if I could have shortcutted this when I first started out in this area, and someone could have led me to understanding what I was really doing and help me fast track this process, y'all, I'd probably be a billionaire right now. Like for real, a billionaire with a B. All right. So let me go ahead and help you on this. And if you've already done this, then you know, but it's still going to help you grow. Okay. So I want us to look at the levels of value. Okay. Because I'm telling you how valuable you are. But some of us don't know where that value is yet. Okay. And I want to show you that there are several levels of this value, but your level of value you can always work on and you can always increase. Okay. And this is just some basic information here. Really simple, but it's mind blowing every single time. Matter of fact, I learn more about this the more I teach it. Okay. So I want you to come down to this bottom layer here. You can draw exactly what I'm drawing on this screen right now. And at this level, I want you to understand that this is where we work with manual labor. So let's put down here that this is our manual labor section. Many of us that are into crafting, and this is why I say we craft to quit. Because what I want you to understand, the things even that we like doing, what we got to extract what we really like doing from this. Do you like to craft, or do you like the fact that you can basically bring to fruition whatever you imagine? Okay. We got to start extracting what we really enjoy about this, because here's the thing. You love making, y'all tell me in the chat here, what do you love making? Tell me what y'all love making. What do y'all love making? Like, I know we're all here because we love to create. We're creators. What do you love making? And I'm going to prove a point to you right now, just so you know. So don't be shy, but go ahead and give me your answers. Okay. Tumblers, art, graphics, sewing. Got you. What else? Arts. Come on. Tell me what you love making. Like, this is our opportunity to get it out there. Blings and sew. Yep. Anything sublimation, everything. Marcel, I feel you, because everything I see, I'm like, ooh, I can make that. I can make that. Love and want to make everything in all caps. Everything. I just like to see it, and you can do it. Yep. Anything that I see, I promise y'all. Somebody asked me the other day, can I do something? And I was like, never ask me, can I do something? Because the answer will always be yes. There's nothing that someone said. If you ask me today, can I build a rocket? My answer is going to be yes, because I know I'm the person that's going to be resourceful enough to find the answers. However, will I do it? Is it worth my time? Is it worth my resources? That's a different question. Can I do it? Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind, no question to it. Yep. Anything craft related, everything sublimation. Okay. So Cassandra said sewing and crafting. Let me show you something about this last one. Now you could put something up on Etsy right now, right? And let's say you're sewing and crafting. Tell me something that you sew and craft, Cassandra. What do you sew and craft right now? What's something that you want to sell, sewing and crafting? Just go ahead and let me know what that is. Like, you could put it on Etsy right now, and you would just, okay, a baby car seat canopy. Okay, cool. So right here, tell me how much you sell that baby car seat canopy for. So we're going to put this thing on Etsy, and I'm going to break this down to a real life scenario. Okay. Let's say you said 55 to 60. I'm going with the biggest number, $60. So Cassandra, let's work this out right now. If you got an order tomorrow, would you be happy that you got that Etsy order for $60? Yes, you'd be happy? Okay, cool. What if instead of an order for $60, what if you got 100 orders? So 100 of those orders, we just put 2 zeros in the end of that, right? Yes, that would be great, right? Oh, that would be great. What if you got 1,000 orders? You got 1,000 orders. Ooh, baby, let's go ahead and add them 3 zeros, baby. Come on. Now, would that make you happy, or would that make you be like, oh, snap? Even better, if you on Etsy right now got 1,000 orders in one day, that'll make most of us, like, initially we'll be excited, and then immediately after that, we'll be like, oh, well, what I'm gonna do? How am I going to do this? Right? Lose your flipping mind. Exactly. Yeah. So here's what I'm expressing here is that at every level that we're going to learn about this value, we're going to learn that there's skills that we need to develop. There's going to be mindset that we need to have. There's going to be tool sets that we need to have in order to elevate to the next level, right? Because do you want to be the one making those 1,000? Do you? Yeah, that sounds great. That's 60K. But then what happens? You might get bad reviews, right? Because you're not getting the orders out fast enough. So I'm not saying this because I want to instill fear. What I want to do is I want to instill the idea that 1,000 orders would be amazing. But how do I get to become the person who's going to receive that type of order? Who's going to receive that type of wealth, right? I would love to see you earn $60,000 in a day. And it's not impossible. In fact, it's not even improbable. It is more probable because you're going to know how to break this down, to do the math, but also how to become the person who can earn this $60,000, okay? Who can get this 1,000 order done, okay? And it's not going to be at this level. So manual, this would be you making everything with your hands, okay? That's what that is. And then the next step is management, okay? Okay, so that's manual. Now you're going to manage. I'll put management. Okay, so here you are going to teach someone else this skill because you're going to say, look, I got 1,000 of these things to make. I cannot possibly make these myself. What am I going to do? Oh, great. I can get a couple of my neighbors. I can teach my niece and nephew. If you have children that are of age to learn it, you can put them on the workforce, right? So then what the whole point at that point in time is that you know how to do the thing, but you need to be greater than the person doing the thing. You need to be the person that at this point manages the thing to be done. How do you do that? You have to develop management skills. You have to be able to delegate work. So there's some skills that are required here to get to this level. Okay, and some of those skills are you're going to have to delegate. Okay. You got to delegate. And in order to delegate, you're going to have to trust someone else to do the quality of work that you feel like, hey, this is my craft. This is my baby. I don't want no one else can do this like I do this. If that's true, then your business is already dead before you started. Okay. This is a business. This isn't just a baby. This is a business. And in order for that business to grow, it has to be able to scale. In order for it to scale, it has to get out of your hands. Your hands, the most that you're going to make at this level is probably 80K in a year. So this is like minimum wage or not working at all, or hell, unemployment. Whatever this is about 80K a year. At maximum that you're going to be able to do with your own hands. If you made every baby car seat that you could for that year on Etsy, you probably won't be able to get past 80K because you're using your own hands. However, if you come up the step and you say, okay, right here at management, I'm going to have to give away some of the responsibility, but I can do about 40K. And here, I'm going to say somewhere around about, nowadays, people in management can do up to like 120K. Okay. And this is just by, we're just comparing what you're doing at your JOBs, your just over brokes, versus what you would be doing for your own business as boss and CEO, right? Okay. So here, even in management, we have this stop and this block, because at management level, what you're essentially doing is you're herding people. You're herding, I call it herding cats. It's difficult to manage different personalities, different skill sets, different people are motivated differently, and you got to figure out how to motivate them all, right? So at that point in time, you can manage a population, manage a business, manage work that comes in, delegate that, and still be able to earn a very, what some would say, comfortable salary or amount of money there. Okay. But I want you to imagine coming up to this next level. Okay. And at this next level, we're gonna keep with the M's. I'm just going to say using your mouth. And I get this from Myron Golden, y'all. So this is, I'm using different words that he uses because it's implementation and imagination, all this stuff. But listen, I'm just keeping it simple. We're going to keep all these M words because it'll be real simple for y'all to remember it. All right, so the mouth, this is your communication, okay? So this is where you are able to use how you communicate with others in order to earn your living, in order to earn your wealth. So this mouth phase, not only are you an expert at making these car seats here, you're actually teaching. Okay, so you can teach, you communicate. And at this level, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm using my mouth. I'm using this communication level, right? So there was implementation and then it's communication, right? So to communicate is putting me in a position where I can earn a lot more than what I was doing when I was actually making the thing, when I was manually making shirts, when I was manually doing designs, right? Now I get to teach others how to do this. And it affords me more opportunities. It affords me way more wealth, way more, way more dollars per hour if I were to actually calculate the hours that I work, right? Because there's not much of a cap on it, because this is the second highest form or second highest value of your time, your efforts, your work. Okay. So here at this point in time, maybe you're teaching classes on how to sew and how to design these things that you love to make. So let me ask you this: did our love go anywhere? When we managed it, we're still working on a thing that we love to do. You still get to see your business grow. That love is still there. But here at this level, we're able to do this fulfillment of these 1,000 orders. So we can do that. Here we cannot, right? Now let's move on. If we're to communicate, if we're to teach this thing, we can absolutely, we can have a class. Maybe it's $100 class. Let me ask you this, Cassandra, would you be happy if you could teach a $100 class that showed someone how they can make the same thing that you're making right now? And I want us to do a little suggestion here. I can take one of my best-selling templates, just one template. It's been downloaded 1,000 times. Okay. As a matter of fact, we'll take, for instance, let me see, the $100. I'm going to check real quick. I'm going to I'm going to find out. I don't even know this, but the $100 split template is one of the most popular courses that I teach. And the whole reason for that template was so that it could help people break down how to take a big old all over t-shirt and break it down into small pages so that they can print from their 8.5-inch printer or their 13x19 printer. So I'm going to check this out right now. And I'm going to tell you how many of these have sold over time. And this is not including the ones that sold in the physical classes. So boom, let me go to products here and let me see. This is the split. Let's see. All right, so just one of them. We have to combine them all because I have different size ones. I have one for the 8.5, 24-inch printer, 13-inch printer. So let's do a little math here. Boom, boom, boom. 577 plus 198 plus 86 plus, okay, that's it. 861. Oh, just 861. Okay. Okay. So do you think you could sell that class? Let's say 500 times. And not have to touch a single sewing machine, a single thread, a single bolt of fabric, other than to demonstrate, of course. Do you think you could do that, Cassandra? Let's put our 100 here and let's put our 2 zeros on the end. I'm missing something. Oh, I got to put the 5 there. I'm like, something is missing. That math is not mathing. I forgot to put my 5 there. Boom, $50,000. Oh, I didn't see the comments. Hold on. Oh, wait, let me see. Let me shut down my little Photoshop itch. Where's my whiteboard? Oh, there's my chat. Okay. Yes, you can do that. And this is why I say what everybody else is scared, you lean into. Let me tell you why everybody else is scared, because everybody else does not understand what's for you is for you. When people are afraid to teach what it is that they know, when they're afraid that their best kept secret is going to get diluted out there in the world, that means that they really are afraid that they're going to become obsolete because they really don't have the faith in their skills that they really purport to have. And this is where the people who do understand their gift are going to understand that communicating this gift to others is being a blessing to others, serving others. You will be able to do, I won't even say 10-fold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold. In this particular scenario, you would be making, you thought 1,000 orders, you would really be making 100,000 orders here, because as you teach 500 people, that's potentially 100,000 of those products that are out there serving other people that now you're no longer serving at this manual level. Okay. So some people think that I should just teach you all to stay at this manual level because it's going to help me. It's going to help me that you all purchase these templates and want to make this stuff. But literally, I'm telling you the real, like, people are not going to give you this play. People are not going to give you this blueprint because they don't want you in the same space that they're in. I want you in the space that I'm in. Matter of fact, I want you to excel here faster than I did. It took me 3 years doing this journey to figure this stuff out. Okay. It won't take you that long because literally you're getting this information in 3 days to know exactly what to do to get your 6 and 7 figures and get it way faster and more efficiently than me. I'm telling you right now. And some of you feel like, I'm not good speaking in front of people, or I'm shy on camera. I'm telling you, all of that goes out the door when you're helping people. Let me ask you this. How many of us, and I want you to tell me in the chat, how many of us are introverts and we don't really just talk to people and talk in front of people on any given whim? Like, it makes us nervous. Sometimes you might get sick to the stomach. You might even have to go poop. right? Like it does something to you. I get it. Trust me, I see, and I promise you, it's most of us creatives, okay? Like, I promise you, put me in a situation where I don't know the outcome and I'm getting better at this, but, this still happens from time to time, but I'm getting so much better at this. Why? Because I'm gonna tell you this secret right here. If you had to get, I'm gonna put you this scenario. So I know y'all, I'm gonna get 100% response on this one. If you had to step up to that principal at school, you had to step up in front of everybody at a concert to go snatch your child up because they were doing something that they weren't supposed to be doing on stage at a concert, would you care that it's 1,000 people watching you at that moment? Or would you snatch your child up and get them out of there and make whatever presentation you had to make, and you would not care? And you would be doing that because you're helping someone. So when you're in the position and you're helping someone, you go out the window and the hero comes out, right? You don't care. You don't care. Look, I got on shoes and no bra, and I don't care. I'm going on that stage and I'm snatching my niece and nephew up, if that's what it looks like. Yes, sir. No shame. I don't care. I'll watch it on doggone Instagram going viral later. Yes, I will. Right? You won't care. And it's because at that point in time, you're willing to put on your cape to help someone else. But let me ask you this, when are you willing to put on your cape for you? When are you willing to put on your cape for yourself? Because here's the real thing. Here's the real way that you're going to save your family. Here's the real way that you are going to create this freedom and this life that you really want to design, is to put on your cape and wear it every day, but wear it for you first. Put on that cape for you. Get on that stage for you. Because that same stage that you'll step on to save your child, not just from embarrassment, but you basically, you're looking at that action and you're saying, you know what? I don't want you to have to deal with the consequences of this. So I'll look like a fool out there and I won't care. That's what you need to do for the people that you want to help, because that's the gift that God gave to you. And that's the responsibility and the duty and the honor that you have to serve. So what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that duty and that honor? Do you let it fall by the wayside because we're introverts and we're a little shy? Or do we put ourselves out there because we really want to have impact? And y'all, where the impact goes, the income flows. That's it. Make sure you have impact, and the income is there. And here's another thing I want to plant with you today, is that when you're doing what you really love to do and you're helping people, when you have those two things combined, those nerves are not there like that, y'all. I can't even, like, I won't say can't. Ooh, let me take it back, because I will. I have issues. I have nerves about dancing in front of people. And why? Because I told you I was going to give y'all my whole backstory on this. First of all, when I was about 11 years old, what was I, middle school, 11 or 12 years, it was 11 years old. Every single dance competition I ever did, like, in dance competition is literally my daddy and the neighborhood kids. Like, we would have all of these occasions, we would have dance competitions. So I would always win. And I don't know if I would always win because it was my daddy, but at this particular time, it was my birthday. I think it was my 11th birthday. And I have pictures from this and all. Maybe one day I'll show them. But this is one of those traumatic experiences I will never take back, because it taught me something. And it's teaching me something to this day. But because I did not win the dance competition, I didn't win, I think it was $1, maybe it was $2. Because I didn't win the dance competition, I told myself, if I wasn't the best at something, I wasn't going to do it at all. And that's how I lived my life ever since then. So if I wasn't the best at track, I wasn't going to run. If I wasn't the best at basketball, y'all should have seen how I dribbled. Boy, I dribbled so low to the ground, you couldn't even take the ball away from me. I used to dribble like this down on the ground and run just like that. I wasn't the best at basketball, so I would quit because I wasn't the best. And then things that I was really good at and I was considered to be one of the best at, I would do that with all intent, So I never halfway did or half-assed something that I really was good at, but I also didn't really try the things that I wasn't great at. And now where I am at this moment, the things that I wasn't great at, like speaking in front of people, right? Things that I'm not great at, like dancing, those things have held me back from opportunities. Let me tell you how dancing's hold me back from opportunities. I can be in a social setting, everybody else is having fun, right? Everybody else is connecting. And I'm the one that is in my head thinking, I don't even know the best dance moves. I can't dance because I'm not the best dancer in here. Oh my gosh, people are going to think that I can't dance. And nobody's looking at me. Nobody's thinking about me, right? But in my head, I'm causing all of this fear, all of this confusion, all of this doubt. When if I would have let go of that inhibition, even if I did look goofy or silly out there, and I would have just had fun, I missed an opportunity to have fun. I missed an opportunity to have fun with people that might see me having fun. And okay, well, let's go out to lunch tomorrow and let's talk business, because these are all business-minded people. These are all entrepreneurs. These are millionaires, and soon to be some of them billionaires. And I can't let myself go enough to understand that my inhibitions are keeping me from making connections to the people who could elevate my situation. And not just my situation. The reason why I'm being selfish is because it's not just my situation that can be elevated. It's other people who depend on me, right? So if I can let go of these inhibitions and I can communicate better, which I have become so much of a better communicator, y'all. And it's because of you all, because it was so easy to talk to y'all. And this is what I want y'all to understand about what it is that you're going to be doing. Okay? When you're communicating to your sheep, and they're there to hear what you have to say, it does not feel nerve-wracking. It feels liberating. It feels like freedom. They want to hear everything that you have to say, because Cassandra, they want to hear, okay, how did you sell 10,000 of these things on Etsy? Can you show me how? When somebody's coming to you and asking that, how did you do this? Can you show me how? It might just be one person right now. It might not be the 500 people yet. One person has asked you, and I want y'all to tell me in the chat what somebody has asked you how to do. Okay? How did you do that? And you may think that, oh, nobody's ever asked me how to do that. That's not true. I guarantee you somebody saw what you did and asked you, how did you do that? You might have thought it was so simple that you're not even remembering that somebody asked you. But I want us to understand that sometimes the things that we find so simple, so easy, such like a duh, you didn't know that? Like, oh my gosh, like those duh moments are somebody else's aha moments. And I got that from one of my mentees, right? So we're discounting sometimes the value that we have to add to someone else, okay? So this is what I want you all to think about. Not just what it is that you can do with your hands. What is it? Because this next level, I already know y'all can do the management. If you can do it with your hands, you can find the people to manage it. Y'all delegated design work. That's management, right? Yesterday, we delegated design work. We said, look, Shannon, I ain't designing nothing. Let me put in this order, and a virtual designer is going to design my stuff for me. All I got to do is upload it to my Etsy. That was management. So I already showed you could do manual and management. Boom, done, right? What are you going to do to elevate to the next level? Now, at this level, it's easy, 100K. To an easy million. So y'all told me that y'all want to be 6-figure earners, right? Or better, 6- and 7-figure earners. What you going to do to become that person that can use your communication skills, that can use your mouth to reach your population? And it doesn't even have to be millions. Y'all, we have a small group, but we have great impact, okay? It doesn't have to be millions, and you don't have to have, I only have 3,000 followers on Instagram. Y'all, that's it. I have, 3,600 people in the Facebook group, in our private Facebook group. That's it. But with that population, and that grew over the course of this 2.5 years, that grew only because of being consistent and persistent with the efforts to help and serve other people, to teach other people, to basically give my resources away. And I didn't give them away for free. I did a lot for free. I didn't give the resources away for free. I gave the information for free. I'm giving information for free right now that people should not be privy to. I know this. but I'm still able to do my humanitarian efforts. I'm still able to do free work. I do work where people, even with the minimal amount of investment, can still grow and become greater. And then I have a high level mentorship program too, where I'm able to earn even more. That's just a part of this ascension. Okay. So I want you all to write down, and I want you to write it down because you need to make it real. When you write it down, it's going to make it real. What can I teach? Okay. And we're going to come over here for a second, and y'all are going to, well, Shannon, I don't know. I could do so much. What do I teach? What do I teach? Okay. So you want to know what it is that you teach. Let's create this scenario. You have your passion. You have your purpose. Move this over for a second. And you have your proficiency. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Here's a little secret. This intersection, that intersection is where your unique experiences, I'm talking about everything that you've been through, every YouTube university that you attended, every hardship and understanding that you have that nobody else has in life because they did not have your unique experiences, every idea that you put together because you went to engineering school, you went to fashion design program, you did journalism, you learned how to lay out magazines, you learned how to come over here and be the editor of a newspaper, you also learned how to make your own stuff from scratch and sell it to in high school to people overseas in Japan and make outfits for people all over the world that no one taught you how to sew. Like all of these experiences, and I'm talking about some of my experiences, y'all. All of these experiences, working for one of the largest engineering firms in the world, and still being able to have unique experiences, unique ideas, unique innovations, because I'm the only one that's going to put these very unique solutions together. That's where you are. All of your experiences, everything that you've been through has put you in a position to be extremely valuable in this thing that you can offer. But the question is, will you? Will you? Okay. All right, so let's talk about this right now. I want you all to define this. I don't want you to just draw these little circles. I want you to define this about yourself right now. So for passion, I want you to write down what it is that you do even without getting paid. What are you on YouTube? No, I tell you what, for passion, tell me what it is. Not necessarily with your research, because that's a little bit different. That's going to go more proficiency. Passion is, what do you get mad about? I have to get to y'all's anger and pain. Because when we talk about anger and pain, it's real clear what the answer is. When we talk about the fluff, it's like, oh yeah, this makes me happy. And it really doesn't, because we don't understand what the source of it is. But when we talk about pain, oh, we understand the source of pain. We understand the source of pressure. We understand the source of frustration. So let's get to that. What pains you? What aggravates you? What itches your booty hairs? If you cannot do it, okay? What is that thing? Tell me in the chat. What is it that if you cannot do this thing, and sometimes you go like a whole week or a month or so without being able to do this thing, you're like, you know what, bump that, I got to let go of some stuff because I got to get back to this. I got to get back to where I do this thing. Nicole, yours is designing. Come on. Crystal says, get my way. Look, you got a passion about getting your way. Well, let me tell you something. If you want to get your way, that means you got to get out your way. Crystal. What is that you actually embody? You feel it. This makes you feel good. This makes you actually love what you do. Sewing, Fonda, yeah. learning new software. And that's me. You know what? I used to think that my passion was teaching, and I just had this epiphany yesterday. My passion isn't teaching. My passion is learning. I love to learn, and I use teaching as an excuse to learn. Because if I want to teach something really well, I have to go out there and learn it to the best of my ability so I can deliver it, because I'm not going to misdeliver something that I'm responsible for learning, right? So yes, I have a passion for teaching, but my greatest passion is learning. I'm always learning. I always want to be innovating. I always want to be inventing. If you put me somewhere and for more than 24 hours, I can't think in my own brain, I'm ready to punch a hole in the wall. I'm serious. Like I feel like I can't get inside of my own mind. I can't create. Then that I feel like my existence is not being used for what I was meant to do here. Okay, that's my passion. I want to be always learning, always innovating. That's why one of my expressions is always innovating, right? So what is that for you? It's something that you want to do, and when you can't do it, when you can't sew, like you want to kick down everything in the house, like, golly, like a whole week I did the dishes, I done cooked for everybody, I've worked 40 to 60 hours this week, I've helped people do homework, all I want to do is finish this sewing project, I can't get my project done. If that's what you feel like, that's your passion. And we got to get to where we're buying your time back so that you can perform your passion. Okay. I want you to write that thing down. What do you love? What do you absolutely love to do? So I'm going to put a heart here. And not only am I going to put a heart, I want you to put a flame on this heart. Like this is your burning desire. Like when you can't do this thing, you're almost sick. Y'all don't mind my flames. I'll make it fancy. I'll put a little extra color in there for y'all. Boom. That's your burning desire. What does that make you feel like when you feel like you're doing the right thing, doing this thing? Okay. I'm telling you, and I want y'all to think about what makes you angry. I'm telling you, when you think about the pain and the anger, those emotions, those are the things that are really defining, deep rooted, what's really going on. Okay. We're not talking about the roses and everything feeling all butterflies and stuff, because that stuff fades. But what you really feel deep pain about, you know how to identify. Okay. So that put as your passion. Now, and we're going to talk about purpose last, because people feel like you got to find the purpose. And it's really not about finding purpose. It's really about just being able to flow and give purpose to something. Okay. But proficiency is that thing. And sometimes this is, oh my gosh, when the passion and proficiency line up, this is how you know you're on track, when all three of these things line up. But your proficiency is, what do you not mind spending time and money, and so you're spending your time and your money, you're committing to. So a commitment is, I'm just going to put commit, is what do you spend time and money. What do you spend time and learning and money learning and getting better at? Because your proficiency is your skill, what you can actually do, what you do really well. What do you commit to? What do you spend your time and your money on that you don't care? Like you're here today. Obviously, you're caring about getting better, getting more proficient at using your craft to turn it into cash flow, right? You want to be better with Photoshop. You want to be able to sell more of your product. You want to be able to serve more people, right? So you are here investing today because there's something that you want to get better at here right now. You're spending your time and your money. You're committed right here, right now. And I know y'all got Thanksgiving meals to make. Okay? I know this, but we're here right now. So what are you willing to get better at? What are you not willing to get better at? What are you investing in getting better at? Some of us are, and we say time and money, but some of us are spending 10 hours or more a week learning something on YouTube that we really want to learn, right? You can't say that that's not your time and your money, because when I talk about money, Something else here with money, there's called opportunity cost. Money could be opportunity cost. Okay. Because instead of watching those 10 hours of YouTube videos, you could have put in another 10 hours at work and maybe got some overtime, right? Giving up money too is putting in money. Okay. So I want you, and I know you're saying this in the chat, printing, embroidery, designing, Photoshop, and creating. Yes. This is what you're willing to get better at. Even some of us, it's like the marketing and stuff. We don't realize that. I promise, I thought that I was the worst at marketing. It was like, I would hear the word marketing. I was like, ew, that's not for me. I don't even like getting in front of people. Now I understand that I've always been a marketer because I've always been a person who wanted to have great influence. I always wanted to impact people, right? So by nature, I was a marketer and didn't know it, right? So now I'm learning more about marketing. I'm learning more about speaking. I never thought I wanted to be a speaker. I never thought I wanted to be a coach of sorts. I would have never guessed that for myself. I always thought I was, I work best by myself. I love to be in my quiet zone, y'all. If don't nobody love me, I love me some me. And I love to be like by myself. I love it. But I love more to help people. I love more to impact people. So that actually is more of my passion and helps me get over my fear because I realize what I want to do, what I really have a burning desire to do, trumps what I fear doing. Crazy, right? But this is why I need you to identify these things, because once you see this, you're going to be able to get over those fears. You're going to be able to get over those hurdles. You're going to be able to get over the things that are holding you back from performing and really getting to your goals. Marcella says, I'm a YouTube scholar. Absolutely. Okay. So that thing next is the purpose. And the reason why I'm talking about purpose is because sometimes this is where we feel lost. And the reason why we feel lost is because these things are not aligned and they're not on the same path. Right? So your purpose is, how do I serve? And I know this sounds crazy because it's like, oh, I want to make all this money, but serving, doesn't serving people like leave you broke? Absolutely not. Serving people is one of the most honorable things that you can do, number one, to honor God, because you're taking your gifts and you're sharing them, right? That's number one. So tenfold, you're going to get back anything just by sharing it and not thinking that you have anything to lose by doing so. That's why I say the people that are in their craft and like, oh no, I can't show anybody what I do. This is mine. Okay, let it be yours over that end. Stay at that manual labor. You can do that. That's cool. You got it. You got it. But I want you to understand that the people who do this won't even tell you to do this. The people who are coaching right now will not tell you to become a coach. They won't tell you that the way that they make their money is not by selling goods. The way that they make their money is by helping people, communicating. Let me tell you, people at this level, at the communication level, are actors and actresses, right? Because they use their experience in theater and speaking and acting to communicate to others, right? They're at this level. You have politicians at this level. You have preachers at this level. And we know with some preachers up here earning these good millions. And I'm going to change this because it's not just 1 million. For here, you can get into the tens of millions here. Actually, you can actually get into the hundreds of millions here at this level. So let me change this. I put 1 million, but I want y'all to know at this level, this is where it's at. This is next. This isn't where it's at, but this is next. I'm going to tell you where it's really at. Let me erase this. Okay. So what if I told you at this level? That's what you're able to do, communicating, right? And then at this final, let's talk about this passion real quick. I forgot about that. I didn't forget, but I got a little sidetracked. Come on over here, buddy. There we go. So purpose. I want you to look at your purpose is, how can I serve? So here, proficiency, and I'm gonna do my best right now to draw you a little gear. I'm gonna put a little circle right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I told myself I would figure out a better way to make a gear because last time I tried to draw it, it was horrendous. And this time I'm trying to draw it, it is horrendous, but y'all get the point. So this is your gear, okay? This is proficiency is what skill are you wanting or are willing to work on to get better, okay? So this is work. Proficiency is work. Passion is love. Purpose is serving. That's what's going to bring you your peace. Now, I say this, some people may think that, oh no, that's not Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was, into technology. That was what really got him rich. No, he had a purpose, and his purpose was to serve, to reach as many people with his technology as possible. So everything led to that. Right? I want you to think of anybody that has truly been wealthy and in some capacity, if not the greatest capacity, service was at the core of why they're doing what they're doing. Okay. So even here, I want us to think of, and I want you to go ahead and write this down. Who are you going to serve and how are you going to serve them? Now, you can serve people even at the manual labor. You're serving people by providing a product to them that they really want. On Etsy, I'm providing these car seat covers because they're going to help, number one, for the babies not to be all exposed to the elements. But number two, it's going to be a creative and cool way that people get to express themselves. That was my number one thing. The way that I served it first was I help people express themselves. I love to make, I'm talking about when people were weird like me. Oh, I loved it. I would make the most extravagant things with rhinestones and cutouts, and nobody even taught me how to sew, but I figured out how to make patterns and stuff from scratch just because I wanted to be able to make things that nobody else was making. Right. And I love that I could help people express themselves. That was my first way of serving people, was to create stuff with my hands. And then I realized, okay, I can serve more people if I did this digitally instead of, I used to hand paint everything. Got to the point where I learned how to do digital design. I would do digital graphics. I could serve more people. I could serve more clients, right? Then I got to the fact that I was seeing people struggling with designing. And I was like, wait a minute, y'all don't have to struggle with design. Let me show you. Got on YouTube, going to McDonald's Wi-Fi, struggling at the lowest point in position of my entire life, a point where I felt like I was a failure. I've never felt like a failure my entire life, but this is where things will humble you, right? At the lowest part of my life. And I was able to still serve. That's how you know you're doing the right thing. At the point where you feel like you're the lowest and you have the least, and you're still able to help someone, you're still able to serve, you can't tell me that's not a blessing. You can't tell me that's not your purpose, right? If you lost everything that somebody could take from you today, meaning if all your money was gone, if your house was gone, I had that happen, foreclosure. If all of your money was gone, had that happen, negative $60,000 in the hole while I'm walking up to McDonald's with my laptop and my whole second screen set up and doing whole YouTube tutorials for y'all. Y'all didn't know that's what was going on at the time. But that's what was it. I was still able to serve. I was still able to use my passion, my proficiency to fulfill my purpose. If somebody was able to take everything they could take from you, they cannot take your passion, they cannot take your skill away, which is your proficiency, and they cannot even touch your purpose. Only you can lose and let go of your purpose. And there's no sense of trying to find it. It's already there. You just need to activate it. That's it. That is it. Just activate it. Give yourself permission to activate your purpose and watch how it plays out. Watch how you start showing up and showing out. Serve. So what I want you to think of on this one. Oh, purpose. Let me draw my little thing here for purpose. Purpose. That's your target. Boom. That's when, oh man, we on point. We know it. When we are spot on, we're doing this thing that we love, this thing that we're helping others do. And we're right on target. We know we're on the right path. And that's why I was saying, if these things are in misalignment, if what you are passionate about, you can't work on getting better at, and you can't serve other people at, like, you feel off kiltered. You feel like something's off. But this is where you can fix yourself up. You don't need a chiropractor to get in alignment here. All you need to do is recognize, write these things down. What do you love? What are you willing to work on to get better? And how can you serve? When you get that formula together, that's a formula. That formula is going to lead to two things: profit and peace. Boom. Let me draw my little symbols for that. Peace and profit, baby. We got to get green for that one. We're not going to play with it. This is my little money bag. Boom. Profit and peace. It comes. Okay. This is the whole formula that I want you to write down. This is your homework for tonight. Figure it out. Figure it out. You already have the answer. Matter of fact, I don't even have to tell you to figure it out. Activate it. Just activate it. Breathe. Drink you some water. Get you a quiet moment. Get you a quiet moment and think to yourself. I don't even want to be in your ear when you're figuring this out. I want you to really think deep about this. Feel deep about this. And write these down, because when you come to me later, I want you to be able to say, Shannon, I activated my purpose. And I'm on my way. I'm on my way to this 6 to 7 figures. Actually, this is 9 figures. So we can go 6 to 9 figures over here. But we didn't even talk about the highest level, y'all. We didn't even talk about the highest level yet. I'm going to go ahead and leave y'all with this one, because we're going to end at 10 tonight. Okay, so I'm going to give y'all a little bit of time to ask me questions. If you have questions about your passion, your purpose, your proficiency, I want you to be able to ask those. That's why you're in the room. Okay, and if I need to stay a little bit later, then I will. All right, so here we got 10 million to, let's just say, infinite, because I can't even say billions or tens of billions or hundreds of billions, whatever. This is where infinity lies. And the reason why infinity is here is because there is no cap on your mind. Your mind is so incredibly valuable. In this stage, you're working in imagination. Y'all forget my screen bounces while I'm writing on it. So it's like kind of, also, I just don't have the best handwriting. We can't have it all. All right. So here, with imagination, this is where we're working in our zone of genius. This is where what comes to mind, it's like, if there is a such thing as magic, right? Alchemy, positive thought, any of those things, right? It doesn't happen without using your imagination. It does not happen without using your mind first. You have to believe it to see it. That means you have to believe it before anybody else sees it if you're going to work in your imaginative state. Imagination state, this is where you're able to take something that never existed before and make it happen. This is where your unique experiences help you to develop an invention, an innovation, a solution to a problem that can yield you 10 millions and upwards to billions of dollars. This is what you already have. You don't have to find it. You just have to activate it. But there are some skill sets, some tool sets, and some mindset that we need to have to work up. and work at the highest level of value. So this is my goal right now. Like I love, like right now, I love using my mouth. I love being able to communicate. I love teaching, but more than teaching, I told y'all I like learning more than teaching. Guess where my learning is taking me? To the highest level of imagination, because I want to be able to create inventions and create solutions that didn't exist before. What do I have to do that? I have to buy back my time. I have to not work so much manually with my hands. I have to not manage people so much. So you have delegating, I can't be the one to delegate and then still be able to work in my imaginative state, right? You think of most inventors, you think of the people who have created something that never existed before. You think of the technology that exists now, how it was developed. It was developed because somebody worked in their mind. They worked in their imaginative state. They worked in their zone of genius. And every last one of us have that. I don't care what level of education you have, your experiences actually qualify you more than your education. And let me tell you how I know that that's true. And I don't mean that I know that that's true because of, millionaires or college dropouts, that sort of thing. I want you to think of this. What problem was ever solved by someone who didn't know the problem existed? If y'all can name that for me, then I would love to have that conversation. What problem that has ever been solved was solved by someone who never knew the problem existed? And I'm not talking about who stole the idea from somebody that solved the problem and made all the money off of it, because that's a strategy too, to let somebody else come up with the solution to the problem and steal it from them. And this is why a lot of times when we're working in this manual and this management zone, this is where our greatest ideas get stolen from us. Okay. So if we can work in our imaginative state, we're problem solvers by nature. All the experiences that you've been through is going to help you solve a bigger problem, not just for you, but for someone else. So this is what I want you to ask yourself too. Let me pull this over. Get out of my face. Over here for a second. When we talked about what you would work to do, let me add to this. What problem have you solved or overcome? And then you figure out how you can help someone else solve and overcome a problem. And here, you're doing what you love to do these things. That's what you're selling. You're not selling a product, you're selling a solution. Okay? You are selling someone else a solution. You're selling saving someone else pain. You're selling buying someone else some time back with their family. You're selling someone else being able to have greater value than that money is worth in their hand. And that's why we got to realize our value, because when we realize that what we have to sell is a far greater value than the money that someone is holding in their hand, that's when it's no problem for us to present our opportunity, not to beg somebody for that money in the hand. If you're begging for money in the hand, that means you don't believe in your product. You don't believe in your service. You don't believe in your value if you have to beg someone to buy something. So this is why we're going to change our mindset. I'm not going to beg anybody to buy anything. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you that my thing is a solution. I'm giving you the opportunity to invest in this solution to better your circumstance, to better the things that you want to have. I'm offering you an opportunity to buy what I have to give because it is of greater value than the money that you're holding in your hand right now. And when you develop that mentality about everything that you're putting out there, whether it be a physical product, digital product, a course that you're teaching, right? Even if it is an experience that you want to have. And you want to say, hey, I want to go to Africa. I went to Africa this year. In my mind, the experience that I wanted to have was far greater than the money it cost to go there. And I went last minute, so that thing was not cheap. Okay. But it wasn't just the experience of going to Africa. It was like I was going to Africa with fellow entrepreneurs and high level corporate women that were there to learn and to develop themselves as well. So it was an opportunity to learn, interface, and get an experience that I wanted. So to me, the dollar amount of that experience didn't measure up to the value of that experience. the connections that were made there, the understanding that I got out of that experience for myself and from the others that were there. Right? So if you start developing yourself to where you are no longer discounting your value, you're no longer going to be desperate about getting a sale. Like I'm going to mark my stuff down to $10 because nobody's buying and this is what's going to happen. You're starting down a downward spiral that's going to keep you at making discounted products. And if that's what you want to do, that is a business model. That is a business model to sell low ticket, but low ticket and hopefully high volume. But you're talking about low ticket and low volume. You're going to set yourself up to be discouraged, and you're going to set yourself up because what's going to happen is you're going to stop you from your greatness. You're going to say, hey, this isn't enough money. I got to pack this stuff up. I got to sell my equipment. I've seen it. I got to get rid of this stuff because basically I'm not going to be able to make it. That is the narrative that you're going to tell yourself. But to be able to get past all that, this is why we work on mindset. This is why we have to break these mental models that have not just been suggested. Y'all haven't been suggested to the stuff. We haven't been suggested to the stuff all our lives. We have literally been commanded, like this is just how it is. You work hard, you work for 40 years of your life just to be able to enjoy the last 10 to 20. That's not really what we're intended to do. I don't believe the Creator would make us creators just to feel a slave to anyone else, period. So what we do is we take who we are as creators, we activate the thing that's going to help us help other people, and then we realize that value and we charge our worth. Okay. So to get to this imagination state, I need y'all to go ahead and lay out your homework. Your homework is to lay out this right here. Tell me what you can do. And y'all, I'm going to tell you like this. Not everybody has to teach to communicate. Let me give you some other ways that you can help people and communicate with your gift. You can have digital downloads. You don't have to be a YouTuber. You don't have to, get on camera. You don't have to. I'm telling you, those things help you because it helps you become a better communicator. It helps you get in front of people. It will help you get there faster, is what I'm telling you. You can write a book. There are people that are professors that write textbooks that make, I don't know if they make millions of dollars writing textbooks. I don't know. In this area, it's usually somewhere as a professor. Most of my professors are earning anywhere from like $120 to about $250 as a typical salary. And most of them will tell you that the way that they really earn their money, this is what's funny, because even, even as a professor, that's still using your mouth, it's still communicating with people. Let me tell you how my major professors, which were my mentors at the time when I was doing my PhD, right? They make more doing speaking engagements, writing their books, and basically a fraction of the time that they would spend on the road doing their speaking engagements and books either was equal to or greater than their $250,000 salaries as tenured professors. Do y'all hear me on that? Tenured professors, $250,000 a year at their cushy jobs. Because even as a professor, you don't have to work 40 hours a week. Let's be real, right? This is what I was willing to turn away because I wanted to own my thoughts and my ideas. I wanted to not subscribe to that. If I could survive in the world and teach my own way, provide my own level of service, provide my own courses and still help people, but I would be able to own my inventions and own my ideas. That was my deal that I made with God in 2018. I asked for 1 year to be able to do that. By 6 months, not only was I not in my negative $60,000, actually, let me tell you, it was more than negative $60,000. I lost $60,000. Like literally, I owed $60,000, like in the hole. I lost about $70,000 that year because during that process, I did not do my normal mode of business, which was what earned me money throughout the year. So you do the math there. We got 60 and 70. What's that? 130K. That's what I was down a year in 1 year. So I told God, I was like, look, I know I got my PhD and whatnot, but give me a year. It was October of 2018, I believe. I gotta do maybe I'll get the pictures and put, do a PowerPoint. Y'all know I don't like PowerPoints and stuff. I just like for y'all to listen to me and talk with me. So it wasn't even a full year. By that end of the year, I think it was from April, because when I finally sold the house I was working on that lost me the $60,000 in investments and the $70,000 in what I could have earned that year had I been doing what I already know to do. That's the other thing as an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, it's called entrepreneurial ADD. Yeah, you stop doing what works and you try something new. So I thought I wanted to be basically in the real estate market, and I wanted to flip houses with my own hands. And this is why I didn't know that manual was where I was working. I literally fixed up a whole property by myself. Like, you can go down my Instagram, you can see me working on the property. Beautiful. The project turned out great. I sold it in probably 2 weeks when it was only on the market for 2 weeks and it sold. But when I tell you the hell that went into it and the things that I experienced doing that by myself, the darkness that's what I'm telling you, I've never felt failure before. I've never seen darkness that dark before. I never felt that bad of pain in and this is after my dad passed. So I thought that was the darkest. This was some other stuff. I didn't know this is it. So when y'all talk about depression, anxiety, the physical things that you experience, I lost hair. Patches of hair came out of my head. I broke out in these weird, weird things on my body that it was my body just attacking itself because I was so unhappy. I was so unfulfilled. I was so anxiety filled. And the only thing that really brought me back from that was to put on my own cape, put on my cape and realize that not only is nobody else coming to save me, but that isn't anybody else's job to come save me. It was my job to activate that. It was my job to put on my cape and realize that I was worth saving. And when I realized that, and I really started doing the deep work to realize who I am and whose I am, this was literally, I realized, well, what am I doing? What I was doing for free. This whole time I was working on this house, y'all, I was losing my mind because I was losing money and I didn't know how to fix it and how to plug the gaps and how to keep the bucket from just being empty because all the water that was pouring out and I didn't have enough fingers to plug all the holes. But I still found time to go to McDonald's, to go to Starbucks, to get on my laptop, to bring my second screen, to bring my extra keyboard, to sit there for an hour and a half every single day, find the gas money to even drive to the local McDonald's because I wanted to have an opportunity to help people. So what I did for free to serve is what got me to where I am today. What I was willing to do for free is what got me to where we're on track for 7 figures this year, y'all. The first year I did this, I asked God, I said, God, if I can earn $40,000 a year doing this, I will be fine giving up my potential to do 120K and better as a professor. Just let me make 40K where I can take care of my basic bills, but I can still help people and I will be happy for that. You know what happened? It wasn't even a full year. It was 6 months. 6 months? No, 8 months. 8 months because it was because I finally started doing this full time in April, just on YouTube, helping y'all on YouTube. I wasn't even making money at the time. I wasn't selling templates at the time. I was just helping people one-on-one, helping mostly my demographic was 60-plus-year-old women, Black women who wanted to learn Photoshop, and everybody turned them down and said they weren't going to help them. Right? That was my first one-on-ones and my first consultations. And when I got them success, their success sold me as a resource to people. When people saw that, okay, well, these women can do it, I can do it too. That's what sparked you all like having problems and telling me all your problems and your issues. That's what sparked the solutions, because I'm solution oriented. I wanted to help people. So as fast as you all had problems was as fast as I want to develop solutions. And as I was developing solutions, that very first year, those 8 months, I did $120,000. Didn't even know what I was doing or how I was doing it. I didn't even know. I was just continuing to help. I didn't know how much money I was making. I would just put it back into the whatever I made, I'm putting back into the system. I don't care about that. That's not my marker of success. My marker of success was how much impact can I make? How many people can I get to learn Photoshop? We have thousands, y'all, thousands of people, and mostly minorities, mostly I will tell you this, I think we are 90% female in this Photoshop male dominated world. We are probably 90% Black and Latin descent. Like listen, I'm not going to skip past that. I'm not going to not acknowledge that. Just in sheer numbers, we've had more people successfully be able to use Photoshop now probably than any university over the same period of time. I'm not going to skip past that. We have impact, we have influence, and that's what I'm measuring the success by. And this is what's driving the machine, right? This is a different kind of machine. This isn't the machine that people want to keep us down. This is the machine that's going to liberate us and give us freedom. Now you have the option to unlock that for somebody too. Oh, Marcel says, I learned Photoshop because of you. Me too. Y'all listen. This is what you not only have the ability, but you have the duty and the honor of doing this. So yes, I can show you how you can earn your money on Etsy. We're going to do this with a challenge. We're going to come in here and make this work, but I need y'all to break these numbers down, and I'm gonna let y'all go because we done got in a crazy little space right now where I know y'all are ready to go because you're tired, but I know you can't go because you feel like there's some information you might miss. As long as I'm on this live, y'all gonna trust me, I already know this. Y'all will wait until I hit the end button and stay on. So I ain't mad at you. I'm actually proud of you because you should be doing that. All right, so let's break this down real quick. I want you to think of what you can do at these levels to earn. So this is the other part of your homework, okay? So in this manual mode, you have this product that is, let's say you sell, most of y'all are selling t-shirts now. I want to say you're selling a $30 product. We want to get to 6 figures off this product. How many products are y'all going to have to sell to get to 100K? 100,000 divided by 30. You're going to have to sell 3,333 things. Oh, this is quantity. Okay. Definitely doable. All right. Now we get up to this level, and this is your 100K. To do 100K at this level, I want you to think of what can you delegate and still get that type of earning from. Okay, so we'll work our way up. Here, if you wanted to get the 100K quicker, then what you could do is you can focus on marketing your business, which that means getting out there and promoting your business, making content on your Instagram, putting posts up on your Etsy store, doing the management stuff, and then letting and helping others help you. So other people answering your emails, other people pressing your items, right? This is why I told you in this process, we're going to do some management with your design so that you can focus on growing your business and not on spending 2 hours with me designing a Photoshop file. Okay. I want you to know that that's not your greatest resource. Your mind is. So let's free up your mind. Let's free up your time. Let that design stuff, it's a great skill to have, but it's not. The design itself is not going to be what makes you your millions. more than likely. You know, we have some fire Photoshop artists, but it's going to be very rare that you find somebody that's a millionaire by designing in Photoshop. Okay, not saying it's not possible. It's just not it's not the most likely way that you're going to get there. Okay, so you can do the same thing here. You want to work on advertising, so ads. You got to work on marketing. Marketing in general is just making sure that you're communicating with the public and telling them what you have. Getting in front of the right people, right? You can get there with this. And then what you do is you delegate the work to someone else. Okay. Here you also could do a delegation, automation. And I have some tools that I'll be showing y'all real soon in the academy, some automation where it's basically helping to answer your DMs, helping to answer your emails and all of that stuff. Pretty much allowing automation to step in and do a lot of the work for you. The Automizer itself helps to design several products at one time. That's automation, right? So you can do things here. And optimization, delegation, automation, and optimization. Okay. This is what you do at the management level. So now, yes, you figured out how you can make 1,000 of those baby carriage covers, right? You had to keep going back to your process and optimizing it, getting better until you got it real clean and lean, right? That's what lean manufacturing is. It's optimization. That's what one of my degrees is in. Is industrial engineering optimization, right? That's why my design files, if you think about it, my design files kind of resemble how software operates and thinks. So I like to add the form and the function, make it work like software. All right, so that we have automation built in. All right, so automation, optimization, you can get here. This is how you'll be able to get here by selling your system at this point. All right, you're buying your time back so that you can increase what you can do with your time here. So at this level, let's say you're still getting to your 100K with your $30 product, but what you're able to do now is you're able to hire somebody to do the minimum wage activities at maybe $15 an hour is what you'd be paying for your design, right? Your pressing, your sewing, right? Because at management level, you can't keep working for $15 an hour if you want to be a six-figure earner. That's not how that works, okay? So you have to start delegating those tasks so that you can sell more, you can invest more into your marketing, you can invest more into yourself, all right? And then at this communication level, I want you to think about this. If you had a $100 class, $100 class, how many of those would you have to sell to get to your six figures? To get to your 100K? Somebody tell me. $100 class, how many of those would you have to sell in a year to get your six figures that year? We got some discrepancy in math right now. All right, let's pull it up. If we want to get to $100,000, right? I have a $100 class. I have to sell 1,000 of those. You have to sell 1,000 in quantities of those $100 classes. Okay. I'm going to venture to say most of you have spent with me somewhere between $300 and $3,000. And that's not even including the products, the physical products that y'all bought. This is just on information. So if you can have the lifetime value of a customer be somewhere between 300 and not, well, in a year, so 300 to 3,000. You're providing that type of value. You're communicating that type of investment or that type of offer where people feel like that investment is worth it for their growth. Let's just say on average, you have, let's say $500 worth of products that people will buy from you in their lifetime. So you have $100 course, you have $500 courses that people like, oh my gosh, like this is phenomenal. I took one class with you, like, you know, some of y'all did a class with Coach Chrissy. Now, every time Coach Chrissy offers a class, y'all gonna step in and y'all gonna take that class with Coach Chrissy because you already know she's gonna bring the value. So how many $200 classes have you spent with Coach Chrissy? Think about it. If Coach Chrissy offers 5 courses this year and y'all take that course $200 each time, that's $1,000 off of one client, because you're providing them such great value that they want to come and learn anything that you have to teach. That's a possibility. That's a much faster way to get to your 100K. It's certainly easier than making a whole bunch of products. That's information that you're selling. That's your intellectual property that you're selling. Let's go higher up here. And let's say you help people at this $100 level, and they're just like, they're doing phenomenal. They're making what it is that you showed them how to make. They're creating whatever transformation that you help to give them. They're helping to create that for others. They're creating these testimonials that are just blowing you up, right? Then you could even develop a product using your imagination and sharing what it is that you do, and go even further. You can mentor someone else. You're literally selling your mind at that point in time. Mentorship is literally you taking all the experiences and things that you've learned and creating a package, curating this experience for someone else so they don't have to go through the struggle like you, just like you're doing right now. This is a form of mentorship, right? And this is helping you to unlock skills, to unlock mindsets, to unlock the potential that you already had. Like, I'm not giving you anything you didn't already have. If y'all don't know that, you can't give that credit. Well, you can give that credit to me, because when y'all do, it definitely makes me smile. But it's really what you had all along. Sometimes it just takes someone knowing and seeing that potential to help you unlock it faster and at a rate that will get your momentum going. Okay. So there's another way that you can earn even more. I have a 25. How many of those do I have to sell in a year to make $100,000? Now, this is the easy math. Y'all can tell me this one. Yes, there is class tomorrow. 4. I have to sell 4 of those. Yeah, I'm not going to tell y'all how shocked I was, how I shocked myself when I did my 20K. I actually did a 100K day because I sold 5 20K mentorships in a day. I've never done that even in a month. I've never done a 100K month. Most I did was like my 89, didn't even do a 90K month. I did a 100K day, y'all. And that was only possible because I stepped out of my zone of fear, because it wasn't real fear. It was false fear, just like my fear of dancing, my fear of frogs. It's all false. It's rooted in no such threat whatsoever, right? And the only way I was able to do that is because something that I wanted was so much bigger than what I feared. And I was able to jump over that fear to put myself out there to even make that offer. Okay. So I want you all to realize that the only thing that's stopping you and blocking you is, number one, the vision. You have the vision to do the work. You have the vision, you have the passion, you have the purpose, but what we don't know right now is what the value of that vision is. And we keep discounting that value. And that's why we're not confident about the work that we're putting out there. So when we're confident about our value, we won't be discounted. You will reach your goals. You will surprise yourself hitting goals that you didn't even imagine to be possible. Right? So I want y'all to know that it's really just as easy to consider this. Matter of fact, I wish somebody, I wish I could have been considered. I never considered that. I wish somebody told me earlier I can charge this much for my information and my time and my experience and the value that I have to offer. But I doubted myself. For 3 whole months, people were waiting for an opportunity to do that with me. And I didn't do it because I was scared, right? So I want you all to understand that your fear is not really fear of success. It's fear of what do I have to give up? How uncomfortable might I have to be? How many occurrences will I have to be in front of someone or feel uncomfortable or feel not at ease or feel pressure or even feel pain in order to get to what it is that I want? So y'all do this homework for me tonight. I want you to tell me what your passion, proficiency, purpose is going to lead to. What offer are you going to have for somebody out there? And then I want you to work on that. You're going to start with the Etsy store. The Etsy store is going to be at this manual level, okay? It's going to be at this manual level, and it's okay. But I want you to use that as a lead magnet. Use it as a way to get people to you. Use it as a way to show off your work, but ultimately use it as a way to show how great you are at what you do. And it will be so much easier for you to serve and make a place for yourself, doing a lot less of that thing and doing a lot more of buying your time back, buying your freedom back, and enjoying more of the life that you want to design. Okay. Now I'm over my time tonight. I didn't expect to go this deep. This was not even, we weren't even supposed to go into all this particular money stuff tonight. But what I want you all to do is just real simple. Let me break it down. Because this isn't the Etsy challenge. We're gonna do the Etsy stuff tomorrow. This is the Uzi challenge, okay? Because Uzi want to live the life that you design. And so I want y'all to figure how this fits into your life design. So I want you to, one, we're gonna go backwards, okay? We're gonna figure out what is that thing that you can help others do. And I don't mean, what do you have to learn to help others? Oh, I want to learn how to sew so I can teach other people. What do you currently have right now where you can help others, where you can serve others with a skill that solves a problem? Okay. So I'll give you one of these things that I do. So I help creatives monetize their gifts. And I'm just making this up right now. This is not anything I've thought of before. I like to come up with this each time because see how it comes off. So I help creatives monetize their gifts with my innovations. So some of my innovations are the buddy system, the Automizer, right? The app that we're building right now. This is my latest baby. This app that we're building is a co-op community. Co-op community. That means that I am going to be able to help even more people because I have a community that lets people help people, right? So that is what I aspire to do. This is what wakes me up every day. You figure out yours. How are you going to help people? It doesn't have to be super big. It does not have to be super big. Just figure out who you're going to help and what result are you going to be able to get them? What problem are you going to be able to solve? What transformation are you going to be able to help them have? And when you figure that out, that's going to be how your problem relates to what it is that you can help other people solve and how you can earn your money. Okay. So we start with this t-shirt. We start with this design. Y'all going to upload it on Etsy. Coach Chris is going to show you how to sell all that. I need you to focus on how you're going to be able to have your impact, serve your purpose with your passion, and how proficient you can be with your gift. Okay. All right. That is your homework. That's it. For those of you who want to help out tomorrow, I'll be sending y'all an email to come on the Zoom and just vibe with me or design with me. I'm gonna be going at random. Y'all know I'm all about randomness. So come on and get random with me tomorrow if you have time. I know a lot of you will be prepping food, so that's why I didn't make it a requirement. Okay. All right. Thank you, Marcella. I appreciate it, love. So what time tomorrow? I'm gonna email y'all a few time slots where I'm gonna be live because I will be doing some randomness too. But I'm thinking we'll probably do like a 2 p.m. I'll probably do like a 11 a.m., a 2 p.m. and I think when we did 6 tonight, that was good. Okay. All right. I want to give people an opportunity to hop on, but I'll email y'all, okay? All right, all right. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, tomorrow is the last day. And if we get everything done on Wednesday, I'm gonna do a bonus day with y'all. It'll be after Thanksgiving though. It'll probably be the following Thursday or Friday. Okay. And by then, I want you to have an Etsy sale. That's why I'm giving y'all a bonus day after the fact, because I want y'all to come back and I want to see that you had your Etsy sale. If it's your first Etsy sale, then we're gonna celebrate together. If it's your 100th Etsy sale, we're gonna celebrate. Okay. I just want y'all to see that somebody's willing to pay for what's on your mind. You didn't even have to do the work. Somebody is willing to pay for the idea did y'all understand that? That was the point of this whole process. I wanted you to know that you don't even have to do the work, but your mind is what's going to create your creativity. The concept that you have is what people look. So creativity to cash flow. All right. I know that looks real stupid, but listen, you didn't even have to design anything. You don't even have to make anything. If you can't make the t-shirt, we're going to have people that can help you fulfill to make the t-shirt. Okay. But understand that your idea, that's a light bulb. Okay. Your idea is what is turning into the money, not the fact that you did the Photoshop work. I'm going to do the Photoshop work for you one time, and you're going to be able to make money with this thing over and over and over and over again because of your idea, because of your mind. And I want y'all to understand that was the whole point of this whole thing. This is why I want your mind to be blown. Okay, so it wasn't the fact that I spent 2 or 3 hours learning Photoshop with Shannon. It was the fact that I took a concept and turned it into cash. Okay, now I understand my power and my potential. Okay. All right, so I will see y'all tomorrow. I know y'all got a lot going on. I'm supposed to have a lot going on, but I'd rather be with you. Yeah. Y'all, good nights. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know I love you dearly. And until randomness tomorrow, bye. See y'all later. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. Easy, y'all.